Alright, Logan, so let's take a look at your essay. We're going to work with your introduction and work all the way down. I know you were out of class during the time that we went over some of the things, so I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway because you missed that instruction, just so you know. But I'm still going to talk to you about it in here so you understand kind of what the expectations were. So what I'm going to do is I have your, let's go here, I have your introduction copied. I'm going to paste it and talk about some of the different things. Okay, so let's start with your format of the paper. So the introduction, you have a hook that adds background information, then you end with a thesis, body paragraphs, and a conclusion that restates your thesis, summary of what you wrote, and something to leave the reader with. So one of the ways to start your essay is to ask a question, but you don't want to do it if you have the question phrased as something that can be answered with a yes or no. You want to make it something that's a little bit more thought-provoking, that gets your reader to think about it. So as we do this, I'm going to have a second copy up here so you can see me making changes. So a way you could probably phrase the question would be... So looking at your conclusion, actually, this gives me... I don't know if that's coming through on the microphone, so I'm going to turn that down. You talk about the life of a human and what it's worth. So I'm going to phrase your intro in a particular way. And I'm only going to be rewriting your intro so you can see it. So if you're talking about human worth, maybe just ask the question, what is a human life worth? And then ask an additional question to follow this up. If one is suffering greatly, should that life be sacrificed? Oh, hold on. Sacrificed. Or should we let them try? Or should we try to save them? I think this is a better question, and this is kind of a way that you do make a yes or no question work. You ask this kind of broad question that gets people thinking, and then you follow it up with a yes or no question that extends to this question. So that's why it becomes more difficult. So what is a human life worth? If one is suffering greatly, should that life be sacrificed, or should we try to save them? This would be a little bit better because you may have a quick answer, yes or no, but then you're like, wait, what is a human life worth? Okay, so then you move on. Mercy killing, otherwise known as euthanasia, has been a central issue subjected to a heated debate. This is okay. You need a comma after mercy killing because... Actually, no. Yes, you need a comma after mercy killing and after euthanasia because this is just adding information that's not necessary to understand. So we call this an interrupter. So I fix that down here. There are books that have mercy killing, like Mice of Men. You have this title incorrect. It's Of Mice and Men. And the Time magazine. Instead of directly saying what the articles are and what text you're referencing, what you could say instead is these topics are seen routinely... Oh wait, sorry, not these topics, because it's one topic. So you want to say this topic is seen routinely throughout literature and various non-fiction texts. That would work a little bit better because the Time article and the Kevorkian one is more non-fiction. And then you go on to say, in the Book of Mice and Men... Actually, you know what? You don't need this. You do not need the specific examples. So I'm going to get rid of that because your intro wants to build up about what mercy killing is specifically. And you don't necessarily need those specific examples yet. But when you have the sentence, they have people being killed for they do not suffer. I think you mean the word so. Instead of saying directly what they have, maybe just say, these pieces of literature demonstrate mercy killing as it ends to suffering. Something like that. Now we're going to get rid of this because that is about that specific example. And then you want to get rid of first person. My essay is going to be about mercy killing. Should they have it or not? Instead, you want a specific thesis that is going to directly come out and say what you think. And you say that it's not ethical. Okay? So, let me find this. I don't know what that just looked like on your screen, so I'm sorry if that looked weird. We are going to instead say, even though those texts... no, let's not do that. Despite as a means of ending suffering, because I did see that your essay will talk about different ways to saving human lives. Despite as a means of ending suffering, there are better methods of handling these situations. Maybe add that as a filler and say mercy killing is not an ethical process. And see here we have a much different intro than what you have here. So you have a hook that's tied to how you end your essay. You describe mercy killing, which you did talk about, and I reworded this so you're not as specific with what the texts are going to be. So if you want to pause this and look at this, I think this can help you. But moving on to your body paragraph, this essay is not ethical for mercy killing. The way you have this worded is you're saying the essay itself is not ethical. You need to specify that mercy killing is not ethical, but also not the best place to have this. And what I'm noticing with your writing is that you are just missing words here and there. So it's something to be a little bit more cognizant of. So you say we should not have mercy killing. Is it necessary to take someone's life? So I don't know if you mean this to phrase as a question, or you meant to say we should not have mercy killing, maybe a colon. It is not necessary to take someone's life. Yes, that's what I see. I see right here you're asking some questions. But you don't have the question mark. So watch out for that punctuation, and watch out for how you have punctuation at the end of your sentences. So you have the questions, and this is what I've been telling people. When you have questions in your body paragraphs, instead of asking the questions, just answer it for your readers. And also get rid of that first person. You want to be strictly in third person, so get rid of that first and second. This is an interesting claim because there is some stuff in the Time article that talks about it. You have I can't think of what this is called right now. Contraction. So you want to get rid of contractions. You want to make sure that if you have an apostrophe S, that means is, and this is two words in one, you want to get rid of that. So you're talking about how it's not right to kill someone because it's an equivalent of murder. What I would say for this paragraph is this would be pretty good, and I think you're on the right track. And I think you do have some good analysis here with it. It's just kind of a little out of order. And the main thing you can benefit from is specific examples. So how you were using those examples in your introduction, that's what you want to bring into the body paragraph, is having their specific examples. And then what you have here in the second body paragraph is, if you're still on, hold on. All right, hold on. Now I'm a little confused. Let me pause this for a second. Actually, no, I'm okay. So the second reasons, it is their choice if they want to get mercy killed. I actually have a friend who does this a lot, where she means to say want, and she puts what. So I've definitely seen this before, so I didn't catch it right away because I've seen it so often, but you have the wrong word there. So this is all about choice, and you talk about, oh wait, hold on, let me pause this for a second. Okay, sorry, I had to pause for a second because I was misreading this. So you have the wrong there here, you have homophones. The wrong, it's a homophone issue. You mean THEIR, there, you have the wrong there. And you talk about nursing homes, and you talk about people going to jail. One thing I want to say about want to get mercy killed, and if you mercy kill someone, mercy kill is not a verb, it is a noun, it is something that happens. So you can't use this as a verb. So be aware of that. But overall with this, you do have some good ideas again, but you need that specific examples and make this a little bit more clear. Because you start off saying they have a choice in their life, but if you want to talk about that choice, then your goal in this paragraph is to convince the reader that living out is the better choice. And I do think there's some good things in the article and the text that can give that to you. So just look at those specific examples and figure out how you can weave that in. The third reason is, let's take a look at this. Okay, so with your third paragraph, this is where it's supposed to be your opposition. But I want to talk about your conclusion first. Mercy killing should not be ethical. Good. We should try to save everyone. Good. You should have it. It should not matter how much money we spend instead of spent on them. Good. The life of a human is worth so much. This is pretty good, but I think what you're missing is you need to recap a little bit more about what you talked in the middle. So talk about cost benefit, talk about how it's killing at the end of the day, and I think if you extend that, it'll be a little bit better. But looking at that last paragraph, there's a little bit of more, I guess I have a little bit of confusion. So what I'm going to say is, if we look at, and knowing you and the conversations you and I have had and the certain discussions and things you've contributed to class, I think if we look at the progression of your essay, you just have a lot of missed words or typos in here, so I don't know if you were doing this at like kind of one setting and it kind of came out incorrectly, but that's why this one is literally hard for me to follow. So the third reason is ethical, that we should have me mercy killing. Would save a huge amount of money. I think you mean hospitals. None will be in debt. Oh wait, hoplites. I think you mean people who have... Okay, so I think you meant to say... I thought you meant to say hospital, but then I knew hoplite was something, but I couldn't think of it, and that's because they are armed foot soldiers of Greece. So I think you mean hospitalites, maybe, but the better word would be patients. And this, so I think you're doing a lot about how it's not ethical because of medical costs, which is fine, but it's just that this is supposed to address the other side. So you need one paragraph that addresses specifically the opposing side a little bit more in depth. And you did it a little bit earlier, I suppose, that they have a choice, but you just didn't explain it. So you're kind of in the middle with what's going on there. But yeah, when it comes down to it, grammar, there's some things you can work on. You have some good ideas in here, you just need your specific examples, and you need some more analysis. So moving forward, let me suggest two things to you. Because the start of your essay isn't bad, and this was the same thing with your test essay. You had some good ideas, there were just a few things a little bit over. There's this tool called Language Tool you can put on Google Docs. I don't know if it will save on every Chromebook. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but that will help for some of the grammar things. But other than that, I hope this is helpful for you for how to move forward with your next essay.